live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is MLK Day, Monday, January 15th.
Thanks for being with us this morning. If you're heading out on the roads, we have you covered.
That's right. Doesn't look so bad here in the downtown area, but any elevated surfaces or in the outlying areas, that's where we're seeing some problems this morning. RJ and Mike both have us covered. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. And boy, temperatures have actually dropped down in the overnight hours. We are now sitting at 20 degrees out there at the airport. There is some light freezing rain, and well, that should say the wind chill, but it feels like 7 degrees out there. Winds out of the north at 14 miles per hour. We may just barely crack freezing later on today with a hint of sunshine, but we got to make it through the morning first of all. As far as the aquifer, dropped down 0.7 of a foot, and allergens, Mountain Cedar is on the high side. I want to go back to this city cam picture, live cam over there by the airport. Take that, and I've been watching this all morning long. That has continued to ice up over the past couple of hours. It was just sort of the one half of it, but as you can see, it is fairly well glazed over, and that's pretty much a good explainer of what is going on all around the area. And when I left my house this morning, right around 2 o'clock, it was this very, very fine mist. Hardly was even detectable on windshield. But as you can see, we've got a few decent spots of freezing rain that are showing up on radar as of right now that are moving on through the area because most of it is just too light to be picked up on radar. And this will continue throughout the rest of the morning. Elsewhere, there may be a lot of it out there, that very fine mist. Just this light little glaze on elevated surface, your back deck. I walked out, almost slipped on that because it was so hard to see. But this is going to be going on for the rest of the morning. Temperatures right now, teens in parts of the hill country. Everybody is well below freezing as of right now, and that good wind out there, 10, 15 miles per hour. And then we have wind gusts that have been as high as 30 to 35 in the overnight hours, 23 right now at Stinson. So again, wind chills down in the single digits around much of the area, teens elsewhere. We do have winter storm warning in effect till noon. That's the pink shaded area, winter storm advisory for the rest of the area. That's to take into account the freezing rain that we are seeing right now. Wind chill advisories are in effect up until 10 o'clock Wednesday morning because of these brutal wind chills, because it is going to be very, very cold in the next couple of mornings. As a matter of fact, hard freeze warnings are also issued. You know, a lot of times once we hit freezing in the wintertime, they don't issue freeze warnings anymore. But this is for a hard freeze since we are going to be back down into the low 20s and teens again tomorrow morning. Once again, Mountain Cedar is on the high side. We do have CPS Energy has a yellow day today because a lot of folks are going to be using those space heaters. Be very, very careful. Can't emphasize that enough with any sort of space heaters. But if you can cut back on, say, doing laundry today, something like that, that would help out. Now, as far as today, morning icing, some sunshine, just above freezing. It's going to be, like I said, hard pressed to get above freezing. Lows in the teens the next couple of mornings with those wind chills that are going to be in single digits, those brutally cold wind chills. Sunshine in the afternoon, though. Then on Thursday, we stay above freezing in the morning, get up into the 60s. We have another front coming through then late in the weekend. This does not have any precipitation, any moisture associated with it. We will hit freezing again, barely, and it's not going to last all that long. Then it's going to be warmer, and we do have some rain chances coming on down the road. First of all, we got to make it through today. Driving, boy, that is definitely an issue. Here at the very latest is RJ. What's going on, sir?
Yeah, Mike, already been a very busy Monday morning. Good morning to everyone out there. And again, biggest thing right now is that TxDOT TransGuide right now just saying basically if you can avoid being on some of these elevated overpasses, those bridges, you definitely want to make sure to do that. I want to let you know the biggest things that we're following at the moment right now. There's a crash I-10 westbound at Ralph Fair Road. So this is reported a few hours ago, and you can see that we are seeing traffic slowly get through this area here. This is westbound traffic coming at you, but up there you can see far up there on that like little hill kind of area, we do have that crash still causing some major delays in this area right now for our drivers on the far northwest side. So again, right now I-10 westbound Ralph Fair Road kind of in the Dominion area. So if you are around this area, just keep this in mind. This has been a very busy area throughout the entire morning. We had a crash being reported a little bit further south at Lock Hill Selma and 1604. 1604. That one has cleared out. But again, look at just the traffic maps indicating sort of the delays that we're seeing out there on the far northwest side. Want to let you know about another crash that we're seeing right now, and this one's out on the east side. This is at Loop 410 and I-10, and something I've been kind of monitoring over the past couple of minutes or so. Looks like we have a couple of main lanes blocked in that area right there. So we'll get some more information on that here in just a little bit. The rest of the city, traffic looking okay for the most part. But again, right now we're looking mostly focusing more on the northern part of the county. There is some reports of ice accumulation on stretches of 281 near Bulverde and Spring Branch. I'm checking in with TxDOT to see if there's any major closures in that area. Right now they're telling us that there are not. And another big part, we always talk about 281, 1604, that sort of overpass area. That one is open for the moment as well. But again, something that we will continue to monitor as we make our way in and around the city of San Antonio. And there's a look at TransGuide there at that crash there, I-10 East at Loop 410. So it's going to be a very busy morning. Stick with us. We're going to be checking in with TxDOT, TransGuide to give you the very latest and give you more information as it becomes available. Mark and Tiffany, back to you guys.
RJ, thank you. So that's the highways. What about the skyways? Traveling by air could be a little tougher today. Here's a look at the misery map at flight delays and cancellations across the country via flightaware.com. Right now, we are seeing some delays at major airports. Looks like the top one is at Newark. Charlotte, DFW, Boston, and Detroit also showing some delays. Here at home, the San Antonio International Airport is reporting several flight cancellations in both departures and arrivals this morning. That's according to their website, which you're seeing right now. So be sure to check with your airline or these websites before you head to the airport today for drop-off or pickup.
Many schools are out today for MLK. However, others are closing or delaying classes due to weather. Take a look at your screen. This is just a list of those districts affected. We have more information on this and the closures, delays on KSAT.com. And this morning, Bexar County crews say they're ready for whatever happens on the roads today. Even yesterday, the Bexar Bulverde Volunteer Fire Department said they already seen an increase in calls related to the cold weather. They've been preparing for about a week now to respond to any winter weather. All of their trucks have snow chains ready to help their tires drive through those icy conditions. The battalion chief there says they're ready to act, and you can be too.
Make sure your phones and communications devices are charged. Everyone has their medications, hopefully that they need prescription-wise.
His biggest recommendation was to stay home, but if you have to be out, he says, make sure to slow down.
Today, as we said, marks Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, a day when thousands of people typically make their way to the MLK March and celebration on San Antonio's east side.
So if you're planning to head out there, here's what you can expect. Despite the cold, the march will go on, just delayed by an hour because of the freezing temperatures. The theme for this year is yesterday's dream, today's vision, tomorrow's reality. The 37th Martin Luther King Jr. March and celebration kicks off at 11 a.m. The route starts at Martin Luther King Jr. Academy. Marchers will head west on Martin Luther King Drive to Pittman Sullivan Park. Now
there will be free via bus service from to the march and from 9 to 11 a.m. today from two locations, Freeman Coliseum and St. Philip's College. Passengers will be dropped off on MLK Drive west of Upland. Buses will return passengers to the original pickup points from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. The commissioner of the march says all activities will go on despite the cold because the fight for injustice, he says, is still needed.
It's a constant reminder that the work that King and other civil rights leaders were doing in the early 60s, unfortunately, is still needed today.
Now, the celebration will continue after the march at Pittman Sullivan Park. The festivities are from noon to 4 p.m., so bundle up.
Coming up on our next half hour, we will tell you about some of the groups marching today and how they hope to inspire others.
In observance of MLK Day, City Hall and most municipal offices will be closed today. Public safety and emergency services will remain in operation. All trash and recycling collections will be pushed a day back this week. San Antonio Public Libraries, along with all Metro Health clinics, will be closed. You can find a full list of closures on our website at KSAT.com. This also includes the larger school districts in our region of the state. Well, now to tonight's Iowa caucus, where months of campaigning have led to this point.
Candidates are out in full force today as the state continues to get slammed by the frigid cold. Now, as ABC's Wynn reports, former President Donald Trump is making his final pitch to voters, while Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis fight in a desperate race for second.
Kicking off this election year after months of campaigning, the first in the nation Iowa caucuses. Sub-zero temperatures and blustery winds still slamming the Hawkeye state. GOP frontrunner Donald Trump rallying Sunday, downplaying the weather.
It's all indoors, so you're not going to have to worry about that.
The former president, who faces 91 criminal charges, imploring his supporters to deliver him a decisive victory. Trump holding a dominant 28-point lead in a new Des Moines Register NBC News poll. Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis now in a heated race for second place. Haley with their Eva Pilgrim.
What I love about the poll is I was the only one going up and everybody else was going down.
Haley canceling an event Sunday with DeSantis nearby, still in person, pushing the idea that he, not Haley, is the only candidate who can beat Trump.
She cannot win conservative or core voters, Republicans. She's trying to win, people in the other party.
In Des Moines, his supporters going door to door, trying to win over new voters as his poll numbers decline. The caucuses begin tonight with the power to reshape a presidential race. Here in the media room, media outlets from across the globe will be able to see results and report them out in real time. Wynn, ABC News, Des Moines, Iowa.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
Cowboys and Packers in yesterday's wild card matchup. Packers have never lost inside AT&T Stadium before, including the postseason, and that will continue to be the case at least until next year. Green Bay handed the Cowboys their first home loss since the 2022 opener in a 48-32 wild card stunner. Dak Prescott threw 2 interceptions before he managed to get 3 mostly empty touchdown passes, and another playoff flop for him and the number 2 seed Cowboys. Jordan Love for Green Bay threw for 3 touchdowns. Aaron Jones ran for 3 more. Green Bay will now visit top-seeded San Francisco in the divisional round. So meanwhile, the Houston Texans still celebrating this morning after Saturday's victory over the Cleveland Browns. A lot of history made Saturday. Brevin Jordan's 76-yard touchdown, the longest touchdown in a playoff game in franchise history. It was also the longest play for the Texans this entire season. Quarterback C.J. Stroud, now the youngest QB to win a playoff game. He had 3 touchdown passes by halftime. It was also the first time Stroud wasn't sacked since October 8th. The Texans were also the first team to have 2 interceptions for a touchdown in a playoff game since the Seahawks way back in 2008. So wild card weekend continues as well. We've got Pittsburgh and Buffalo this afternoon at 3:30. That game was bumped to today due to the rough weather in the Buffalo area. And then here is your nightcap. Philadelphia taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa. Kickoff 7:15 p.m. rather. And you can watch that game right here on KSAT 12.
And that will determine who my Lions are going to be playing. And our producer let me read this one. Last but not least, the other NFC wildcard game, of course, was in Detroit. Lions hosted the Rams in Detroit's first playoff game in 30 years. The Lions... Oh, that's me, the number 1 fan in the studio. Hi. You were supposed to read that. Sorry about that, Mark. They are letting me read this story this morning. So last night, the Lions ended a 9-game postseason losing streak, the longest in NFL history. Didn't want to read that line. And San Antonio's own Josh Reynolds helped with that victory, catching a nice pass early in the game for 33 yards. The Lions would score on the very next play. Reynolds finished 5 catches, 80 yards. Rams would answer, Matthew Stafford connecting with Puka Nakua for a 50-yard touchdown. The teams would trade field goals in the second half, but the Lions hold on to win. 24-23, quarterback Jared Goff led Detroit. First playoff win, 32 years. Lions will have 2 home playoff games for the first time in franchise history. Again, they're going to host either Tampa Bay or Philly in the next divisional round next Sunday.
Did you wake up pinching yourself a little bit?
I looked at my phone first thing when the alarm went off, and my son had sent me a text. He's like, "Nice victory." So look at the octagon back here. So
congratulations.
Thank you. I'll leave you two alone now.
That was a heck of a game, Mike.
I only saw the very first play, and I thought it was a good omen. Very first play after the kickoff, they got a first down on 1st and 10. And right. So I thought, okay, good omen. I can go to sleep now. So.
Wow. Fantastic. You guys have had a great run so far.
Sorry for stealing your line.
That's okay. I wanted you to soak up the glory in case it ends next weekend. 5:14, 20 degrees, but I am pulling for you, Mike.
Usher is getting ready to take the stage at halftime at this year's Super Bowl. Up next, the R&B legend reveals why this performance is a dream come true for him.
Outside with live cam, it's really cold, especially when you factor in the wind chill. We do have a glaze again in different parts of our area. If it's on your back porch or front porch this morning, stay inside. We've got you covered all morning long.
Welcome back. Usher is giving GMA a preview of what to expect as he gets ready to take the stage at halftime at the Super Bowl. ABC's Kelly Carter has the details in today's GMA First Look.
And this morning's GMA First Look, we're counting down to the Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show. By going one-on-one with a superstar readying to take over football's biggest night, Usher.
When did you start rehearsing for the show?
Actually, you know what? Playing the Super Bowl the first time. A support for the Black Eyed Peas. Since that day, I think I had it in my mind that I wanted to go back to the stage. It's been a dream of mine and a bucket list, thing to be able to get it. They say, was it Oscar, Tony, Grammy, Emmy, right?
Yeah.
You should put Super Bowl on there too, right?
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more of our interview with Usher and what his Super Bowl performance has in store. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kelly Carter, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Many years ago, I went to Usher's concert. It was amazing.
Was it?
Yeah. I'm excited for this year. It's going to be great for him.
And Super Bowl's going to be here before we know it.
Yep. Time now, 5:19, 20 degrees.
Yes, the answer is yes. We have seen some problems on the roads in the overnight hours, and likely they are weather affected. What am I trying to say? Caused by weather and in our area. You're looking right now at 10 and Ralph Fair Road. RJ had his eye on that camera for a reason. We'll get an update from him coming up.
Who says you can't get everything you want? Like going for bold without going broke. And staying true to your taste while staying on budget. Who says rising costs means lowering the bar? Settling? No need. Get the brands you want, the prices you want, whenever you want. TJ Maxx, where you can always afford to be you to the max.
Sore throat got your tongue? Mucinex Insta-Sooth Sore Throat Medicated Drops. Uniquely formulated for rapid relief that lasts and lasts.
That's my baby!
Get Mucinex Insta-Sooth. It's comeback season.
Watch this. We get the team it up, know that we making them nervous. This in the battle, we can't have discussion. I'm talking about doing the verses. So make it a good one.
All right, welcome back. 5:23 right now on your Monday morning. And again, a lot of people are going to be out of school today. A lot of people are going to be out of work. So that's good news. But we are still seeing a lot of activity on the roads right now. Give you the very latest update here. We're looking at I-10 West at Ralph Fair Road. We have a crash. You can see a little bit further there on the horizon. So traffic is getting through here. We had one main lane and the shoulder that was blocked earlier. But we are seeing traffic move through this area. But again, it's been a very kind of hit-miss area out there in the far northwest side. Taking a look at maps here, you see that we are not, we are getting traffic through here, but again, very light traffic at the moment. So that's good news. Seems to be that people not very much on the roads right now. Wanted to focus in on this area right now because we're looking at the northern parts of Bexar County going into Comal County as well. So right now, TxDOT is reporting that we are seeing some light ice accumulation on this one stretch here of I-10 from Bernie down to 1604 and even going past Comfort. So once we get up to that part, the hill country, we're already seeing some light accumulation there of ice. We're also seeing this stretch here of I think this is 46 right here, going all the way to 281, and that's the other place where TxDOT right now is reporting that there is ice on the roads right now. Again, no major closures right now in either Bexar or Comal County when it comes to our roadways, but something that we're going to just continue to monitor throughout the rest of this morning. We still have this crash being reported there, 410 and I-10. I just checked the TransGuide camera a little while ago. It looks like that is clearing out, so that's good news for our drivers there on the east side. But again, a lot of activity right now. Biggest thing we're following, I-10 West, Ralph Fair Road. You see it behind me. We do have those lights in the distance they're flashing. So just again, keep caution if you have to head out in the roads right now. Stay away from those bridges and overpasses if possible. Mike, how are things looking?
Well, not good, and I think that it's going to be getting worse before it gets better. This is a view from down there right around Floresville, and you can see the ice on everything. Thank you for the KSAT Connect picture, by the way. We appreciate those to help us tell the story to everybody else. This is a live picture, and this is continuing to get iced over. This is the camera over there by the airport. 410 is right down in there. We're looking sort of off to the northwest, and as you can see, this is continuing to get glazed over because we have more of this light rain that's falling. Now, the Weather Service did just kind of crank up the intensity of the radar, and so we can now pick up this very, very light rain a lot better. And you can see there are some decent pockets that are moving on through the area. A lot of it this morning was just extremely fine mist. I mean, it was hardly even needed windshield wipers for it. And then when I walked outside, couldn't even see the icing on my back deck, and it was so fine on everything, signposts, whatever the case is, any elevated surfaces. Elsewhere, as you can see, a lot of the very light rain continues primarily in the eastern half of our area, and that's where the winter storm warning is up until noon. Temperatures, I mean, that's the other problem. Well, obviously, we've got the icing, and it's not as though we're flirting with freezing like in the situation in many, like the case in many situations, I should say, but we have just got these brutally cold temperatures, low 20s, teens around here. Winds remain 10, 15 miles per hour sustained, and then we've got the wind gusts on top of that. 23 at Stinson, 31 right now is what it's gusting to in New Braunfels. So we've got wind chills that single digits, low teens. That will continue to be the case throughout a good portion of the day. And then once again tomorrow, and then once again on Wednesday. And dry air, obviously we have to have this dry air in place, but the air is going to get even drier as time rolls on. We get sort of a secondary surge of this cold, dry air that's going to be working its way on in here. So that is obviously going to allow temperatures to drop down. We'll have some clearer skies tomorrow morning as well. We're not going to be dealing with any icing after we get past this morning around here, but these dew point temperatures, when you get negative numbers like this, I mean, you can really feel how dry it is on your skin, and that will be the situation in through the day tomorrow as well as Wednesday. And again, the next couple of days, we've got these low temperatures that are going to be in the upper teens, actually a little bit colder than what it is right now. And the wind chill advisories, when we had those numbers, we will stay above freezing by Thursday. Friday, another quick shot of some colder air. No moisture associated with that at all, and we'll get milder, though, once we get in toward the latter part of the weekend. But again, we have to put up with this morning, so we'll still continue with the light icing around the area this morning. Temperatures stay in the low 20s around here. And we will finally crack freezing with a hint of sunshine today. I wouldn't count on a whole lot of it later on today. This is what it looks like today. 34, the brutal wind chills today, tomorrow morning, somewhat on Wednesday. We get down in the teens again, barely above freezing tomorrow. We will make it up into the 40s then to Wednesday afternoon, 60 by Thursday, almost a normal high temperature. That next front moves through here. Another quick shot of freezing, but no moisture associated with that. And then a chance of rain late next weekend, starting off next week. We're going to have a whole lot more after this.
January is National Blood Donor Month, and what better way to bring in the new year than to save some lives with the help of KSAT Community and University Health. The blood supply critically low, and just one donation can help 3 people in need. If you want to donate for the first time, or if you're a pro, just visit donatebloodtoday.com to schedule your donation.
And we have more to come right now. It's 5:31, 20 degrees. Let's take a look outside. It's very busy. If you are going to head out, please be careful on those bridges, overpasses. We're going to continue monitoring this all morning. We'll be right back.
Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, January 15th.
The whole team is here to talk about what's happening outside right now.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a messy morning. We've already seen some problems overnight. We'll check on the roads in just a moment.
Yeah, there's a light glaze of ice on most elevated surfaces. I keep saying when I walked out my back door this morning, couldn't even see the ice on the deck and almost slipped everything, signposts, again, anything elevated, including, I keep showing this camera over there by the airport. This is live cam. 410, you may be able to see a little bit of traffic right there, but this has continued to get glazed over just over the past couple of hours as this light rain continues to fall around the area. Temperature right now at the airport stands at 20 Dew points at 17, so we're not going to drop down that much more. We're going to get much drier air coming in here, though, once we get into tomorrow. More on that coming up. Wind out of the north at 14 miles per hour, and we still have these light little showers all around the area that is freezing basically on contact, and some of the intensity has been picking up slightly in the past couple hours. Now, the Weather Service did increase the intensity of the radar, the sensitivity of the radar, but it does look like we are starting to see better pockets of it. Most of earlier this morning seemed to be just on the very fine mist, and now it's some actual little sprinkles out there. Teens in portions of the hill country, and again, with these winds out of the north at 10, 15 miles per hour, we do have wind gusts around here, 31 at New Braunfels, and so wind chill temperatures down in the single digits in many locations around here, and get used to that because we are going to have brutal wind chills the next couple of mornings. Winter storm warnings to take into account that light freezing rain that's out there along the I-35 corridor heading out 10, and including Atascosa County and our eastern counties up until noon. Winter weather advisory elsewhere, and then we do have the wind chill advisory. This is in effect up until 10 o'clock Wednesday morning. This takes into account breezy conditions all day today, and then with the very cold temperatures tomorrow and very cold temperatures Wednesday morning. And we have the hard freeze warnings again. So we got down to 20 this morning. So far in the hourly readings, we're going to be in the upper teens or even cooler than that, and obviously colder than that in the hill country the next couple of mornings. Mold is on the high side. The updated count will come out obviously later on. 26 at noon. We'll continue with some light icing around here throughout the morning hours, coming to an end by noon. Then we are going to see limited sunshine. Almost kind of hesitant to put that graphic on there, but a little bit, and I think that gets us just above freezing. Now, that doesn't mean everything melts immediately, though, because temperatures will be staying in a lot of spots right at or even slightly below freezing, even through tomorrow morning. So you want to definitely be careful out there. We'll clear out tonight, but again, that's setting us up for a very cold morning. What about the rest of the week? Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ, big problems out there?
All right, Mike. Yeah, well, the biggest thing we're following right now is a crash being reported I-10 westbound at Ralph Fair Road. This crash was reported around 2:30 this morning and shut down one of the main lanes there on the far northwest side. But we do see that traffic is kind of trickling through this area again. So this is our traffic coming to us. This is westbound traffic, so headed from I-10 up to Bernie. We're going to talk about that here in just a little bit, exactly kind of what TxDOT is seeing out there in terms of some icy conditions. But again, we are getting some traffic through this area then, but we still have this crash out there, which has been there for the past couple of hours or so. And the reason we bring up the far northwest side is because this is basically where TxDOT is reporting some light ice accumulation on some of our major highways. So anything from right here, from 1604 headed up to Bernie, past Bernie headed up to Comfort on I-10, chances are you're probably going to run into some of those icy conditions out there. The other stretch of road that we're focusing on is from I-10 here in Bernie all the way to Bulverde and Highway 281 there. So State Highway 46 right now is also reporting some ice on those roads there as well. So just checked in with TxDOT a little while ago. They have not closed down any of these major highways or roads or any of these overpasses at the moment. So again, we're seeing light traffic out there. That's good. No major crashes in the other parts of the city right now. We have this one crash there that has actually cleared up. So our maps are indicating that that one has cleared out there at I-10 and 410 on the east side. So a lot of just smaller things kind of starting to pop up. We did have a stalled vehicle being reported on 1604 and Braun. So that's something that I'll kind of continue to monitor here. But again, northern parts of our area, far northwest side, seem to be kind of giving us the biggest problems right now. Mark and Tiffany, back to you guys.
All right, RJ, it certainly helps that TxDOT was putting down that brine solution last night on many of our local freeways. Hey, traveling by air could be a little tough today, too. Here's a look at the misery map at FlightAware.com, rather, of delays and cancellations around the country. If you are flying to or connecting through Chicago O'Hare, they lead the nation right now with some problems, but you see that radar superimposed over the map right now, and we have problems in North Texas stretching all the way up to the mid-Atlantic. Here at home, San Antonio International is reporting a few flight cancellations in both departures and arrivals this morning. That's according to their website. So make sure you check with your airline. Best way to do that is have your airline's app and have your notifications turned on.
Many schools are out today for MLK. However, others are closing or delaying classes due to weather. This is just a small list, but we have more information on closures and delays on KSAT.com.
Well, touted as the largest MLK march in the nation, San Antonians will brave the cold and march down Martin Luther King Drive today in honor of MLK Day.
And there are some groups that have been marching together for many years.
One of the groups, the Bexar County Buffalo Soldiers, say they marched to remind people about some of the trailblazers that came before Dr. King.
The Bexar County Buffalo Soldiers Association is a group dedicated to educating our community about the history of who these brave individuals are and what they stood for. After the Civil War, the U.S. military created these infantries for black soldiers to help keep the peace during the Native American Wars in 1866. The Buffalo Soldiers fought through World War II until the military was integrated. The Bexar County group says they have been marching in the MLK March since 2000.
We look back on the Buffalo Soldiers as I said before, the first trailblazers for civil rights movements. That's why I look at it. Had there not been there to do those things, we would have never had the opportunity to have a Dr. King come along to try to show us the right way to fight out the wrongs that have been done.
I hope that
The group is usually on horseback. However, because of colder temperatures, they will not be taking their horses out for the march today. Speaking of, the march will start at MLK Academy and go up to Pittman Sullivan Park. People can start lining up at 10 a.m. Everything kicks off at 11 a.m.
There will be free via bus service to the march from 9 to 11 a.m. from two locations, Freeman Coliseum and St. Philip's College. Passengers will be dropped off on MLK Drive west of Upland Drive.
Our San Antonio Spurs back in action today at 2:30. The team is in Atlanta to take on the Hawks. Wednesday, they go to Boston, followed by Charlotte Friday, and then they take on the Washington Wizards coming up on Sunday. So a busy, busy week for the Silver and Black.
Lots of sports and a lot of weather. We're still going to be following all morning. Time now, 5:41, 20 degrees.
Let's go back outside with live cam, and one of the cameras we've been seeing all morning was glazed over. It's closer to the airport. Few specks of ice or something on that one out there at 410 and I-10. We've got you covered all morning right here on Good Morning San Antonio.
This morning, city officials across the Hill Country are now urging residents to stay alert as crews transition from preparations into response. In Boerne, utilities are said to be the top concern. Crews there are specifically trying to make sure pipes don't freeze.
The forecast has kind of been fluctuating, but it has maintained there's a slight chance of some light precip, with really the biggest impacts being on elevated surface bridges and our sidewalks.
Boerne city officials tell us up to this point they've done just about everything they can to prepare. And thank you to all the crews and all the people out there keeping us all safe.
Absolutely. We're going to keep you updated throughout the newscast and break in as necessary throughout the day. Right now, we're going to do a time check. It's about 5:45, 20 degrees at San Antonio International.
Right now, we are following some accidents and different things happening on the roads. Very icy out there. RJ has you covered coming up next.
5:49 right now, taking you outside TransGuide traffic cameras. We still have this crash here that we're following there on the westbound lanes of I-10 at Ralph Fair Road out in the Dominion area. You see on the distance there, we still have those emergency lights. Kind of hard to see with this camera there, but this is still being reported by TxDOT and TransGuide. Obviously, they're following the very latest here. So we have one main lane blocked westbound headed towards Boerne, and this is kind of the area that we're focusing on at the moment. Want to let you know real quick here, show you maps again and see this again westbound there, I-10 Ralph Fair Road in this in the Dominion area out there headed towards Fair Oaks Parkway. And so just keep this in mind. Want to let you know about this other crash. So initially we thought it was a stalled vehicle. It is now being reported as a crash on the eastbound lanes at 1604 and Braun Avenue. So it's something that we're going to continue to monitor there for our drivers on the far west side, kind of northwest side. So biggest thing, guys, at the moment is that TxDOT right now reporting icy conditions on two main stretches of roads in our area. That's going to be I-10, 1604 headed out to Boerne, headed out to Comfort, and then that stretch of 46 from I-10 headed towards Bulverde and Comal County. So no major closures right now, no bridges, overpass closed at the moment, just texting right now with TxDOT, and it seems like as if things are going okay for the moment. But again, something that we definitely want to keep in mind as people make their way out.
And we are monitoring some reports of a possible status change for the MLK March. We're working to verify that, and we'll let you know as soon as we know.
And people that are spending their day outside, what should they know about the whole day?
The wind chills. I think that's going to be one of the biggest things that we have to deal with, and the brutally cold temperatures, and that's going to be sticking around for the next couple of mornings. And like RJ was saying, even though there aren't a lot of road closures out there, watch it on any elevated surface at all, because it has been a very, very fine mist out there. And this is the situation a lot of places. I mean, got a lot of wind shields. If you parked outside, this is probably what your windshield looks like. And this is in Fair Oaks Ranch, obviously heading out 10. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. This is the one we've been monitoring all morning long. The camera out there at the airport, and it just continues to stay glazed over. And we've still got some of this very light rain, although the Weather Service did kind of crank up the intensity or the sensitivity of the radar. So we are seeing these patches. And as you can see, everything is moving off to the north to northeast. And of course, the reason why that we start to see, obviously, some of the bridges that would freeze up, first of all, is because it's up in the air. The ground is relatively warm, but any elevated surface is just bathed in this colder air. And so any rain that falls freezes on contact. And so that's why we have the situation that we're in right now, and what we're going to have to be on the lookout for as far as any sort of icing on the elevated surfaces out there. But again, we'll continue to see some of this just light rain throughout the rest of the morning. Temperatures 20s and teens, a good hard freeze all around the area. The wind is just adding that bite to these temperatures when you have the wind chill and wind gusts, by the way, 31 still at New Braunfels, and the wind chills down in the low teens and single digits. So if you're outside, and even if you step outside and go, oh, well, it's not that bad, you got to cover up any exposed skin. So if you are heading off, if you do have to head outside, just make sure you bundle up plenty of layers. And the wind chill is definitely going to be an issue, even as temperatures, I'm kind of hesitant to say the word warm, but as they get up into the upper 20s and closer to freezing later on today, we are still going to have wind chills to deal with. And then as things clear out, we get much drier air coming in here and still windy conditions. Wind chills are going to be single digits, even potential negative numbers by this time tomorrow, which is why we have those wind chill warnings in effect, wind chill advisories. And as far as temperatures, this morning, they won't move all that much. We'll still have some of this light freezing rain icing over. Then that's going to tend to taper off, and then we will top off later on today at 30, going for 34 degrees, banking on just a hint of some sunshine out there. Don't count on a whole bunch of it. Now, the next couple of days, we'll have some beautiful sunny afternoons, but again, that's after starting off down in the teens, and again, those brutal wind chills, hard freeze warnings out there. Finally, temperatures will stay above freezing Thursday morning, albeit very cold, and still maybe even freezing in parts of the hill country. Then we get into the rest of the weekend, or the rest of the week. We are going to have another front move on through here. It will come through dry, and it will give us another freeze by Friday morning as well as Saturday morning. Chance of rain by late in the weekend, first of next week. We'll be back.
Good morning. Coming up, the story we're all following. The Iowa caucuses. The first votes of the campaign are hours away, and we are live in Iowa with the candidates as they make their final appeal. Also this morning, we're tracking the brutal cold that so many of us are waking up to, dangerous temperatures, as well as heavy snow and ice in some parts of the country. And we're one-on-one with Usher as he gets ready to heat up the Super Bowl halftime stage. How he's preparing for the big show, that's all coming up right here on GMA.
And ahead in our next hour of GMSA, Cowboys fans waking up to a huge disappointment today after that embarrassing loss in the wild card round. What players are saying in Arlington after the end of their season. And up next, we're tracking breaking news this morning after a gas leak led to evacuations on the north side. What we were able to learn from the scene. And we are, of course, monitoring the roads for you. TransGuide 37 in Houston. We're back after the break. If you're just now waking up, yes, we have some icing on elevated surfaces here in San Antonio, especially more north you go. Right now you're looking at our camera out there by San Antonio International Airport.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning to you. It's just after 6 a.m. on a very cold Monday, January 15th.
Thank you for starting your morning with us, and a little cafecito and maybe just some tea on the side as well. Anything warm.
It will be. Anything will help because, as predicted, some of our wind chills have dropped down into single digits.
And we're looking for even lower wind chills, especially tomorrow morning, because we're going to be a bit colder, drier air, and still the blustery conditions out there. But watch it with a lot of this. I mean, we're showing this camera out there, but I keep emphasizing, I walked down my back deck this morning. It didn't look like anything there.
But it was.
It was just this finest little glaze of ice on any elevated surface. So you definitely have to be careful. Again, that's the camera, and you can see the traffic right here on 410. The airport's back over in that direction, so that camera's been iced over, and we've been watching it as the ice is sort of accumulating on that camera over the course of the past couple of hours. This is what radar is picking up right now, and the sensitivity, the Weather Service turned up the sensitivity a little bit so we can see some of this very, very light rain. Coming into work this morning, it was a fine mist that I almost didn't even need windshield wipers for. So that's the stuff that likes to just ice over when it hits an elevated surface. And that's because these temperatures, now the ground is still relatively warm, but you get right above the ground, and 20 degrees out there at the airport. Teens in portions of the hill country. Wind is 10, 15, close to 20 miles per hour, 23 mile per hour sustained winds at New Braunfels. The gusts on top of that, 23 at the airport, 31 at New Braunfels. So again, like we were just talking about, those wind chills. 5 is what it feels like at the airport, 7 Randolph, 8 Port SA, single digits out in portions of the hill country. 3 is the wind chill right now at New Braunfels. So if you are having to venture out a little bit, make sure you bundle up. Plenty of layers and scarves, face masks, anything you can do, because it is obviously bone-chilling cold out there. We do have winter storm warnings in effect, the pink shaded area up until noon, to take into account some of this light freezing rain. Winter weather advisories elsewhere, and the wind chill advisory, which is in effect up until 10 o'clock Wednesday morning. So we're going to have brutally cold temperatures tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, and still windy enough to give us those extremely low wind chills. As a matter of fact, some forecasts are looking at wind chills in the negative numbers in portions of the hill country by tomorrow morning. Also, hard freeze warning is in effect up until Wednesday morning, taking into account those numbers that are down in the teens. As far as the allergens, mold is on the low side, mountain cedar is high. The updated count comes out later on this morning. We'll still have some of this light freezing rain around here this morning. Temperatures stay in the low 20s, slowly creep to the mid 20s, but still we're going to have a breeze out there. Light rain will come to an end. May actually crack 32 degrees here in town. It's going to be tough to do. Hill country stays below freezing, and then, like I said, it gets even colder tomorrow morning as well as Wednesday morning. All those details in just a couple of minutes. If you are hitting the road, Traffic Authority, RJ Marquez, what's the latest, sir?
All right, Mike, it's been a busy couple of hours here, especially for our drivers on the far northwest side. Not many people on the roads right now, of course, because of the holidays, so that's good news. We're still following the very latest here. I-10 westbound at Ralph Fair Road. This is going to be in the Dominion area, headed up towards Fair Oaks Parkway. So if you're headed up to Bernie right now, again, the advice is right now to just kind of stay off of I-10 this particular stretch, especially because we are seeing some light ice in this stretch of road. We'll talk a little bit about that right now. Let's look at this. So again, TxDOT right now reporting that there is ice accumulation on the stretches from 1604 up to Bernie and I-10 on both directions there. And we also have a light ice accumulation there from Bernie all the way to Verde and 281. So right now, 46 I-10, that's kind of the busiest areas, or the areas that we're going to be focusing on a little bit when it comes to some of the weather we're seeing outside. We do have a crash being reported right now, eastbound lanes at 1604 at Braun Road. So if you're headed up to Bandera Road, just keep this in mind. This is something that obviously our drivers on the far west side going to just have to be aware of. We showed that camera earlier that we saw Mike shot there at the airport. This is we're looking at similar situation here with many TransGuide cameras. A lot of them kind of frozen over a little bit. So something that we'll continue to follow, checking in with TxDOT, checking in with TransGuide, and give you the very latest. Mark and Tiffany, back to you guys.
All right, thank you guys. Right now we want to get to late breaking news. San Antonio police investigating a shooting on the city's southeast side that sent one woman to the hospital. SAPD says 2 or 3 people were trying to break into a car on Hatcher Avenue near Pecan Valley and I-37 earlier this morning. We're told when the suspects saw a woman watching them through the window of a house near the car, they shot at her. The woman was hit by gunfire and taken to the hospital. She's expected to be okay. The suspects ran off.
New this morning, San Antonio fire crews are working to figure out what sparked a small house fire on the city's south side. Flames were spotted in the attic of a home on the 200 block of St. Francis Avenue south of downtown. The fire was put out quickly and no injuries were reported. For now, the people who live there will need to find another place to stay.
Also this morning, many schools are out today for MLK Day. However, there are others that are closing or delaying classes due to the winter weather. Take a look at your screen. Blanco ISD is on the list, as is Doss outside of Fredericksburg. Also have Falls City, Consolidated, Karnes City ISD, Kennedy ISD, Lavernia, Poth ISD, all closed today. They did have scheduled classes, but they are closed. 3 districts are delaying the start of classes by 2 hours. That would be Divide, Lakey, and Sabinal ISDs will start classes later this morning. The full list is posted right now on KSAT.com.
And across the country, the cold weather is turning dangerous for millions of Americans.
As ABC's Rhiannon Alley tells us, wind chills near the Great Lakes will stay below 0, and it's not much warmer in the south.
This morning, 100 million Americans are waking up to an Arctic blast, bringing snow, ice, and record-setting cold. In Texas, the power grid operator is asking residents to conserve electricity as below freezing temperatures push farther south. Wind chills overnight in Dallas were expected to dip to -7.
Wind chill alerts are stretching from Montana to the southern tip of Texas. Some cities in Iowa feeling like -30.
In Mississippi and Alabama, people are urged to wrap exposed pipes in their homes, with temperatures in the teens expected along the Gulf Coast this week. It comes as communities from Oregon to the Great Lakes dig out after a weekend of heavy snow, parts of Iowa getting up to 10 inches. Tens of thousands were without power in Wisconsin after the storm dropped more than a foot of snow in some areas. In Colorado, this avalanche along Highway 40 buried at least 10 cars. More than 1,100 flights are canceled already today after more than 1,400 were canceled yesterday. In Kansas City on Saturday, the 4th coldest NFL game ever on record taking place. The temperature at kickoff, -4 degrees with a wind chill of -20. Chiefs coach Andy Reid leading his team to victory, even as icicles formed on his mustache. And in western New York, lake effect snow leading to whiteout conditions, forcing officials to postpone the Bills playoff game. The team offering free food and $20 an hour to any fans willing to help clear snow at Highmark Stadium. This fan going shirtless as he took a ride down a makeshift snow chute. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Well, back here at home in just a matter of hours, thousands of people will gather to march down MLK Drive for one of the largest marches in the country, and hundreds of groups will march in solidarity.
And several local East Side organizations will participate in today's march. One of them, Empower House. The nonprofit provides health services, youth development programs, and advocacy opportunities for women and girls of color on the city's east and west sides.
Workers and families who are supported by Empower House have been marching in the MLK March since 2000. Jennifer Castro, the executive director of the nonprofit, says they march as community members of the east and west sides to continue the work of Dr. King, and says when you march in large numbers, your message and actions are more powerful.
It really is this idea of interconnection. Like, it's not just about my own good. We can't bootstrap it through life. Like, we are in this together. And so my good, my well-being, my success is tied together with yours. And I think that this march, it's unique because it's one of the largest in the country, and it provides us the opportunity to recognize that we're not alone. We're in this struggle together.
Castro says some of the children that are part of the after-school program will be making posters for today's march. If you are interested in the free programs and health services that are available, just head to our website, KSAT.com.
Okay, keep in mind the MLK March has been delayed until 11 a.m. because of the weather, and we're hearing rumors that even that might change, but that's officially where we're at. If you're planning on heading out there today, make sure to bundle up.
A very fluid situation there, but we'll be live starting at 9 a.m. and we'll have everything for you on KSAT.com. Just look for this story on our homepage.
Well, it is a holiday, and just a reminder, City Hall and most municipal offices are closed today. Public safety and emergency service will remain in operation. All trash and recycling will be pushed back a day this week.
Time now 6:10, 20 degrees outside.
After the break, Cowboys fans waking up with a huge headache after that crushing loss in the wild card round of the playoffs. We've got reactions from some of the players after the downright embarrassing performance in Arlington.
And a look outside with live cam. Again, 20 degrees. You can't see much, but if you are heading out there, be very careful, especially avoid those bridges or overpasses. We'll be right back.